The objective of this session is to learn about the features of NumPy array, how to create NumPy array, and basic operations on array. NumPy is a fundamental package for scientific calculation. NumPy is the acronym for Numerical Python. Its main object is homogeneous multidimensional array. This array class is called ND array and it is very useful for representing vectors and matrices. Elements of this array are float by default. Arrays have fixed size, unlike list when constructed, and they do not grow or shrink. Attributes of NumPy objects. Array object dot enddim, it returns the number of dimensions of the array. Array object dot shape, it returns a tuple of integer indicating the number of rows and columns. Array object dot size returns the total number of elements. Array object dot dtype returns an object describing the type of element in the array. Array creation. At the beginning, import the module Numpy and use the keyword as np. Then np array, np.array, and under parenthesis you passed either a list or a tuple. In the second example, I have passed a tuple here, and the first example it was a list. So arrays have been created. Basic operations on array. Arithmetic operator on array apply element wise. For example, here I have created an array of elements 10, 15 and 20 and assigned it to variable x. And here is another array, element 2, 4, 6. Now if you subtract x minus y, you get another array where the elements are 8, 11, 14. Here you can see 10 minus 2 is 8, 15 minus 4 is 11. So the operator has worked element wise. Now if you use power y power 2, so this is the array and all elements have been squared. Now let us create a multidimensional array. Now a range is equivalent to the range in the built-in function np arrange 10, and then you reshape it into 2 rows and 5 columns. Now it returns the array of 2 rows and 5 columns. Now if you specify the axis parameter, then you can apply operation along either row wise or column wise. Like in this example, if you pass axis equal to 0, then sum will be column wise. Like here 1 plus 6, 7, 2 plus 7, 9. And if you pass axis equal to 1, then sum will be row wise, sum will be there. Now let us move to Python practical session. At the outset, you import the package, import NumPy as NP, press F9, then I am creating an array from list you pass a list, values are 1, 5, 8, 9. Now this I assign it to a variable a. Now, so it has created a NumPy array. Now let's create a multi-dimensional array. This time I am assigning it to variable b, and then np arrange 15, and then we are reshaping it to 3 rows and 5 columns. So this is an array with 3 rows and 5 columns. We can look at the attribute of this array, like array object dot ndim. It is showing it is a 2-dimensional array. Then array object dot shape, so it is showing number of rows. It is returning a tuple with first element is the number of rows and this is number of columns. Array object dot size, so this is the total number of element. Array object dot dtype, like elements are integer. Now we can see the arithmetic operation on array, like a we are doing power 2 raised to power 2. Here all elements have been squared. Now I create another array, this time from a tuple. Here I am passing a tuple where elements are 2, 3, 6, 7. Now if we subtract C from A, so there will be element wise subtraction. So we can write A minus C. So it is producing an array where elements of A minus elements of C are there in this array. Now if we have this multidimensional array B, if you pass the axis parameter, then first we pass the axis parameter B, array object dot sum, and write axis equal to 0. So what it will do? It will do the sum of each column. Here we can see the sum of the first column is 15, second column is 18, and so on. Now if we pass axis 1, then it will do the sum for each row. Here like sum of the first row is 10, sum of the second row is 35, and sum of the third row is 60. So what have you learned? We have learned about what is NumPy, how to create NumPy array, and basic operations on array.